If you had to hand your business off to someone else tomorrow, could they run it without calling you every 3 minutes? If the answer is a hard no, then this episode is exactly what you need to be listening to. Today, we're going to talk about SOPs, of course, repeatable systems that help you get all the things done in your business out of your head and into a process that someone else could do if needed. No corporate talk, no tech, no nothing. I'm here to make it super simple for you. Let's dive in. Welcome to the Clinical Entrepreneur Podcast. I'm Ronda, your no-fluff, tell it like it is business bestie for wellness practitioners just like you who want to build a practice you love and make a bigger impact and a little money while you're at it. So if you're ready to ditch the overwhelm, attract your dream, ideal patients, and finally run your practice with complete confidence, you're in the right place. Each week, we're tackling things from programs to patient retention to marketing strategies that actually work, sprinkled, of course, with a little sass, a lot of heart, and the step-by-step strategies that will help you get there. So grab your cup of coffee, your notebook, or whatever keeps you going, and let's build a practice you love and a life you love together. We are going to talk about systems today, and I think we recently talked about this on the podcast, but this particular podcast is all about, or part of, I should say, the ongoing series that we're doing where every month I'm bringing you one simple episode that is part of the 12-month business growth plan series. And that's for those of you that just need to take a little bit slower. You're not quite ready to jump into Clinical Business Academy, although that's where you need to be if you want to make fast progress. But for those of you that just aren't quite ready to do that, or you're just at a place in your practice where you need some direction and you want to DIY it, that's what these episodes are for. So this is the first of the month 7, and I've always got great resources for you. I'm excited to share those with you, but let's just dive in. So your brain often feels like a filing cabinet full of a whole bunch of loose papers, and you don't know where they need to go because you either don't have an organized filing system and everything just floating around in there. And it's like, someone turned a fan on high and then threw a whole box full of thousands of sheets of paper in the air, and you're trying to remember everything and organize everything. And I don't know. That's how it is for me. I mean, I can only speak for myself, but that's how it is for me. And I hate it because if I don't have a good system and it's not organized, because it's not how my brain works. And it's probably not how your brain works either. If you are a really organized, detailed person, you are the unicorn and the anomaly, not the norm. Most of us, I've just found this after working with thousands of practitioners, most of us are idea makers, but we're not good at follow through. We're not good at completing things, and we're not good at organizing things. Everything's kind of in shambles. So this part of the process is creating these systems in your business that allows your business to work more efficiently and effectively for you. Really, the business runs itself. When I first heard that concept, I'm like, how can a business run itself? But with the right people and the right systems, you literally can be hands off for everything. But it's all about creating these systems. And you have to be able to find the floating around papers and then get them organized, which is a feat in and of itself because we don't work that way. We just are not naturally wired to be organized. And we have to find the little papers and we have to get them kind of written down. And this is why for this episode and in the resources I have for you today, we are going to lean heavy on AI for this because it's really a fabulous way to help get your brain organized. So I'm going to show you how and why we need to create these systems. I think you already get the why, but I'm going to break it down for you today into 3 kind of areas in your practice, okay? 3 areas that you're going to want to focus on, 3 types of SOPs, and that stands for standard operating procedure. You could call it a procedure, you could call it a system, you could call it an SOP. I don't care what you call it. Just know that we're all talking about the same thing, right? So we just want to do this and do this simply, and that's why we're going to lean into AI. So why we need these SOPs, it saves time, it lets the business run itself, and it makes it easier to delegate. And this is, I think, one of the big reasons why practitioners don't want to delegate, because I think that you're scared, like I am and was, of letting someone see the mess. We're embarrassed by the mess. We're embarrassed. I get embarrassed. I mean, if someone were to come and look at my computer and how it's organized, I sometimes have like 4 folders with the same title, like for the exact same thing, because I can't remember where I put the last folder because it doesn't make sense in my brain. But once someone will help me like organize that out and go, okay, here's where you're going to put all of these things. Here's where you're going to put all of these things. I can't think of it. I don't know. I just can't. I don't know how to do it. My brain doesn't do it. If someone were to help me organize it, I'd be so happy. So I think we get embarrassed. We don't want anybody to see how chaotic we are and maybe why the business isn't running well because we are so chaotic, right? But the goal of today's podcast is I really want to empower you to think like, I got this, like I can do this, I can do this. When you have these systems, you can then delegate. The reason that practitioners will say, oh, well, I can't afford to hire anybody. I'm going to call bull on that, friend. And the reason I call bull on that is because how much is your hourly rate? I'm off on a little bit of a tangent here, but this is a rant and a hill I will die on. How much is your hourly rate? How long are you going to spend sending an email to someone when you could maybe find a VA that could do that for you and you could spend that hour seeing one more patient? Hello? Yes, you could. You could see one more patient, make $300, $500, whatever it is, and you just paid them $20, $25 an hour? In what planet does that make sense to not do? I didn't say that right, but you get what I'm saying, right? It's dumb that we don't do that. So I call bull on that whole thing. I can't afford it. No, you can't afford not to. So we find a good VA, and it could be an overseas VA, even someone that's fluent in English that can respond to emails and does a good job. I mean, I'm all fine with that as long as we take good care of them. Like I want to take good care of them. So your systems are a gold mine in your business, and it reduces stress and reduces decision fatigue. And I know I get tired of making all the decisions like, well, what do you think about this? And what do you think about this? And what do you think about this? I 100% am the bottleneck in my business. But as soon as I can create a system that I know that system is working and I have people that are creating the system that works, I'm good to go. I'm like, done. You guys go run with that system. I don't need to be involved in any of it. Or I come in and I'm involved at this point, and this point, but the rest of it happens without me. That's what I'm talking about a business that kind of runs these systems, by themselves. So here are the 3 key areas that I like to focus on. I always say your front desk systems are your money-making systems. That's where appointments get scheduled, appointments get missed, no-show, cancel, etc. That's where supplement orders happen, follow-ups happen, conversations happen, emails happen, surveys get sent, feedback gets sent, testimonials get collected, relationships get built. The front desk is your money-making center. And so those are the systems that I always recommend that you start with. So things like, how do you schedule an appointment? Now you might think, well, geez, that is so dumb and rudimentary. I know. But I'm just telling you, it needs to be written down. Because then if you're a solo practitioner, if you hire someone, they know exactly how to do it. No one wants to be thrown behind a desk and you say to them, sorry, I got to go in with a patient. Answer the phone, smile when you answer, I'll be back. Figure it out. That does not feel good for them. But when it's written out and it's documented, here's exactly how you do this thing. Your employees or your virtual assistant, however you structure it, they're so happy. And I would bet that you have a mom or a college student in your practice, a son or daughter of one of your patients that's in college that would love to have a little extra part-time gig, 10 hours a week, 5 hours a week, something like that. It's not that hard. So anyway, off the rant. Okay, back to it. Area number 1 is your front desk. That's your money-making center. Area number 2 is the clinical or the practitioner flow. Now, you might say, well, why do I need to document what I do? You just do, because it needs to be written down. It just needs to be written down. What happens if you get hit by a bus? I mean, I don't want that to happen for you. But we don't know if we're going to be around the next day, like when all the things are going to happen. We don't know. So what you want to do is document that. What if you got sick and you had to be in the hospital for 2 weeks and you had to bring in a provider? You found somebody who could come in and see your patients for 2 weeks. Wouldn't you want them to know how you do it? and how you want it done? Yes, of course. So you'll document some of those systems, like what does it look like when what does your patient process look like when from the time they get into the treatment room for an adjustment? What kinds of questions do you ask them? What kinds of things do you document in your notes? How do you create a protocol? Do you combine your service like chiropractic, acupuncture, et cetera? Do you combine that with functional medicine, or do you do them as separate appointments? Those are the back of house. Those are the fulfillment. I call them fulfillment systems. They're the practitioner that's fulfilling or delivering the service. So there's those systems. And then the third area have to do with marketing and content creation. So the easiest ones to think about there are like emails and social media. And if you're going to do videos or anything like that, weekly tasks like checking your stats, looking to see what your engagement is, email open rates, that kind of thing. So I kind of put them what I think is in order of priority. So now let's talk about how we can actually manage these SOPs, right? How do we manage them? Well, first, there are 4 ways that you can record yourself either talking about or doing these tasks. 1, you can just use something like Loom. Okay, Loom. It's a free, they have a paid version, but it's free. It limits you to 5 minutes. You can only have 5 minutes to do the video record, but it's great because it allows you to screen record. You can record just yourself, camera on or camera off. So it's an audio, it's a video, and or a camera on or off and share or record your screen. So let's say you have some software and you want to show someone like your front desk person, like how to schedule or how to reschedule a patient, let's say. So we go, okay, here we go. So here's the video that shows you how to reschedule a patient. And you just use Loom and you record your screen and you're narrating it. Click here, then we do this, and this is why, et cetera, done. Then you're going to take that transcript, because Loom will give you a transcript. You might have to pay for the plan to get the transcript, but it's worth it. 100%. We literally have thousands of Loom videos. So you take that transcript, you load it into ChatGPT, and one of the resources I have for you has all of the AI prompts in it. It took me about 3 or 4 hours to create this resource. It is so good. I'll tell you about the link in a minute, where to go. But you're going to just upload the transcript into AI, into ChatGPT or whatever AI you're going to use. And then you give it a prompt, and then it will just create your checklist for you. Amazing. Amazing. It will write the whole thing out for you. So Loom. Another way is Zoom. If you use Zoom, that's fine because you can, record your screen and talk, etc. It kind of does exactly the same thing that Loom does. But the disadvantage is you have to, when you save it or you finish the recording, you have to wait, get the video, upload the video to Descript, let Descript give you the transcript, and then copy the transcript there. So it adds another step. So I say you can use Zoom, but if I had my choice, I would use Loom, like knitting, weaving, Loom. If I had my choice, I would use Loom every single time, as many times as I could. For audio, for video, it would be like it is, in fact, my only SOP creating tool. You can also use your voice memo. And in one of the resources I have for you, one of the prompts is for an office opening procedure or SOP, right? So if you had to be gone, you were out of commission because you got hit by the bus, someone needs to know how to get into your office. Like, I don't know, they need to know, like, where's the light switch and what's the alarm code and what do you turn on first and how do we get ready and what lights go on and are there towel warmers that have to get and do you fill up the water and what needs to happen? So those are all the things. So that's kind of a walkthrough like with your phone. You kind of want to carry it around like, okay, here's this and here's this. But you would have to take your phone and you could upload that video or audio to Descript. So you would have to do that. But anyway, you can also use your voice recorder just to you could do that too if you just wanted to audio. And then you can also use your notes, just to kind of do a dump of create a note in your phone that's just where you can write down your ideas. And in one of the resources I have for you too, there's a list of 25 ideas to kind of get you thinking about SOPs that you may want to create. So, all right, if you're tech challenged now, we've got the transcript, we have everything we need, we've got the system, Chat GPT or whatever AI you use has done an amazing job of giving it to you. You're so happy. Now, What do we do? Well, we're going to use either Google Docs. So if you are a Google person, then you can use Google Docs. They're super easy to use. It's free, and you can just put it in there. You can also use Google Sheets. Google Sheets is like Excel, right? So that would be like if you're going to create some kind of a spreadsheet or something like that as part of your process, like a checklist or something. So those are some easy places to be able to store them. If you are a little bit more savvy, you could store them in a project management software like Trello or Asana. Asana is our favorite. We use lots of things for Asana. So you could do that. Or you could also use something like Notion or ClickUp, and I will link those in the show notes. Those are like kind of next level organization. We use one called System Hub. That's the one that David Jenyns uses. He's the systemology guy. And so we like that one. We've just been using it for a long time, and it works. It works well. So System Hub is the one that we use. I think it's annual. I don't remember what we pay for it, but if you look at it on a monthly basis, it's not very expensive. We just pay for it annually. So you want to, once you get those systems out of ChatGPT, you've used the prompts. And again, you need these resources because I can't give you all these prompts. It wouldn't be very fair for me to read them to you on a podcast. So that's why I created the resource. But you're going to get these prompts. It's literally copy and paste. There's a couple of them you're going to have to adjust minor, but it's so easy. So you're going to take that prompt, put it into ChatGPT. When you get the system out, then you just need to be able to store it, right? This is where you might want to hire someone. You might want to find a virtual assistant that can help you organize your systems if you are not wired that way, and I am not. That's why I have staff, my team, they are brilliant at this, like super smart. They know how to organize all that. I'm like always amazed at their superpower. And I have a different superpower. I just don't have that superpower. So Notion or ClickUp or even System Hub, those are all really good options. But you want all of your systems to be pretty organized. So now, here's where you can find the resources. You're going to go to, are you ready? This is part of the 12-month business growth plan. So you're going to go to rondanelson.com/12-month growth plan. 12 like the number 12, 12-month growth plan. When you're there, you're going to see month 7. Okay, month 7. And when you see month 7, you're going to click the link and it's going to take you to a place where you can opt in, and then you'll have access to those documents. So the 2 documents, so it's 12-month growth plan, rondanelson.com/12-month growth plan, month 7. So really all you need to remember, click on that, fill out the form, and then it's going to take you to 2 resources. These are the 2 resources I have for you. How to create simple SOPs with a little help from AI. Okay, that's resource number 1. That's where you want to start. You want to start with that one. That is going to give you all of the how-tos. It's got all the detailed instructions about how to create these SOPs and all the prompts. That is the gold right there. The second one is because I know you love the information and you're going to go down them because you are, again, fast action taking people. So you're going to go download them, but then they're just going to sit there. And you think, okay, I really need to get to that because I do the same thing. I'm just like you. But what I did was I created a 7-day SOP system challenge. Okay, now we're not doing it together. I'm sorry. But because I don't know when this podcast, you listen to it 2 weeks after it airs or the same day. I don't know. But what I did was I just gave you 7 days. And each day, each of those 7 days, I literally gave you the prompts for those 7 different systems, okay? So you've got prompts for those 7 different systems, and it gives you exact instructions. And at the end of the 7 days, you will have 7, maybe 10 actual systems done. And it literally spells the whole thing out for you. So there's 2 resources there. How to create simple SOPs, kind of talks about pros and cons of different softwares and that kind of thing. And then, and how to frame up conversations with AI. Like it's just kind of got general information in there and a few prompts. And then the challenge, the 7-day SOP system challenge, that's where I really give you the juicy prompts because I want you to be able to get into feeling comfortable using AI to help you create these SOPs, because otherwise it will never get done. I know. I just know. So here's how you get started. You ready? You don't need to start with everything at once. That's why I created this 7-day challenge. Just pick one thing that you think, oh, this is pretty easy, or even one thing you really hate to do, and create a system. Use Loom or your phone and record yourself doing the thing. And then use your AI prompts and go create your system. And it won't be very long, and you're going to have a whole playbook of systems ready to go for when you are ready to pull the trigger and hire someone to help you if you don't already have staff. Because I know this about you, I'm the same way, is that we did not fall into this field because we wanted to spend our days chasing down lab test results or, writing or rewriting onboarding emails. We did not go to school for this. What we did was we want to help people, but all that other stuff has to be done too. It's just part of being in business, right? And you don't need to hire somebody. Back in the day, I actually hired a brother and sister team, took them 3 weeks, paid a ton of money. And I look back on this now. This was probably in 2000, it's a long time ago, like 2005 or 8, maybe around in there. And I hired these guys. There was no digital, we didn't have what we have now, but they literally created a manual, a front desk system manual. It took them 3 weeks. It paid them several $1,000s. And it had screenshots and descriptions, and then a screenshot and a description, and a screenshot and a description. And I look back now and I think, oh my gosh, how archaic. But at the time, that was all we had. And it was this huge, big manual. We don't need that now because it can all be literally digital, and we can just create what we need to create. Kind of scary if you think about it, right? I mean, how far we've come in such a short time. Okay, I don't want to think about that because that makes me crazy. But anyway, now we've got AI, and if you don't want to use AI and you don't like it, because I kind of have a love-hate relationship with it too, you can just do them yourself. It's not that hard. It's just not that hard. Once you have the video or the audio, it's really not that hard to put it into and create a system. Just start with one. Use that 7-day SOP system challenge to help you get started and get motivated. Just pick the one task, work through that challenge for 1 week, and you are going to be so, so, so happy. And listen, if you're ready and you don't want to nickel and dime this thing together and you're ready to really get in and make fast progress, you know where I'm going to tell you to go. You need to be in Clinical Business Academy. I'm telling you, it is amazing. And the doctors that are in there are so happy and getting amazing results, and their income is going up, and they're making progress in their business so that the business is actually running without them. They've got the systems in place so that now the recurring revenue starts to come in. They're more organized. They have more freedom. They're not, taking work home or thinking about it all the time. It's like, okay, I did that. And we're getting things completed, like crossing the finish line with them, which is what we're really not good at. So anyway, that's where you need to go. RondaNelson.com/CBA. Just get on a call with me and we'll chat it out and see if the CBA is a good fit for you. So that's it. Until next time, my friend, go build a practice that you love, the practice of your dreams, create the life you've always wanted with the revenue you've always wanted. It's all possible. It is all 100% possible. But I do believe that it starts with having a business that has a strong foundation, and these systems are that strong foundation. All right, friend, off you go. See you next week on the podcast.